a little bit about the study that Alex did. We're very proud of the research that our students do at the master's level. Time on task has been consistently demonstrated to have a positive correlation on learning. In other words, if students study more, they learn better. Because the hours in the school day is limited, it is beneficial if we can use that time more efficiently. With the current emphasis on testing, it's been observed that schools are allotting greater amounts of time or instructional time to areas that are tested, like language arts, math, and reading, and considerably less time to areas that are not tested, such as physical education, and yet we know how important physical education is, and that the students need that, especially the aerobic. Alex designed and conducted a study to see if you could effectively integrate language arts into a physical education classroom. His research questions, there were 3, and they are as follows. Does incorporation of spelling activities within an elementary physical education setting improve students' spelling scores? Number 2, do students in physical education setting enjoy the incorporation of other content areas, such as spelling, in the physical education classroom? And third, do students retain spelling words longer when they practice those words being integrated with physical movement as opposed to spelling words that are practiced only in their classroom? The purpose of the research was to determine, and this is from his abstract, if spelling words integrated into a physical education curriculum will improve scores on their spelling tests. The goal is to see if time normally spent in spelling practice in the regular classroom could be effectively integrated into the physical education classroom, and would this integration in spelling and movement result in improved retention. This was a quasi-experimental design using an A-B model. That means that he would teach for a week with this integrated spelling where they were practicing it in his physical education classroom, and they would compare the pre-test and the post-test scores, and then the next week they would do it in the traditional way where all that practice was occurring in their classroom, and he repeated this 2 or 3 times. The whole idea is then the students were their own control. In other words, you didn't just have the bright students in the treatment group and the other students in the control group. The third part is that, or the second part is then he had a system whereby he assessed whether or not the students really enjoyed having that kind of integration, and they did. And then 6 weeks later, he tested them on all the spelling words to see if they did better on the ones that they learned in the physical or practiced in the physical education classroom compared to the regular classroom. There was no significant difference in the scores between the treatment group and the control group. The students did enjoy the integration, and it was extrapolated out that if you really continued to do this, it would save 18 hours of class time in regular classrooms where they could teach other things. Who knows, maybe even social studies and science. That was my idea. Okay. But this is the kind of work that needs to be done, and he has a lot of ideas in terms of how it can be implemented in different ways, and we're using some of those ideas this year. But it's an important part of research in really looking at the integration of subject areas rather than isolating them in particular times and in particular classes. And you can see on your program there, the other members of the team, or of the committee. John Beckwith was on your committee, and also Terry Lorda was on your committee. She's working hard at her elementary school right now. Please join me in congratulating Alex.
Woo! Yeah. Good job, dude.
First and foremost, thank you guys for coming. I absolutely can't tell you how much this means to me. College of Idaho has been, the College of Idaho has just been so wonderful to me, and the education program here and the professors are second to none. Couldn't have done this without you. Just in terms of the life lessons, outside of the thesis, just in class and having conversations, relaxing, it was absolutely phenomenal. My friends, I can't even begin to express how much you mean to me. It makes life easy to have people that you can laugh with and joke and just hang out, step away from the stress of the real world and everyday life. My mom and dad, thank you so much for always being there and supporting me in anything that I do. Grandma and Grandpa, you guys are awesome. And I just, this is an achievement. This is a ceremony for Fawn and myself, but really it's a celebration of the education program, my friends, and my family. It's wonderful. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Good job, dude. Good job.
As I mentioned before, Ami Atkinson